So I haven't posted in a while. Before I started posting again, I wanted to make this intro video to like talk a little bit, so I didn't just jump into nothing and like no explanation. I feel like that would be kind of weird. So I came back and yeah, I want to start posting again. So what's up, dude? This is my channel. I can do what I want. So there's actually a few things I want to talk about before we get into this. I want to talk about where I've been and why I haven't been posting since high school. Recently, I was looking back at my old vlogs from high school. I basically rediscovered my passion for editing videos and making videos, even though I was bullied for it. My thing is, I'm old enough now to where I've grown and learned that I don't give a fuck. I've just been creating behind the scenes. I also don't live in Hawaii anymore. Oh yeah, and then on top of that too, I've still been focusing on music, but I've just been doing it independently, and that's also a live and learn thing. There's actually a lot that I learned from what I've already put out. I want to talk a little bit also why I left and why I stopped posting YouTube. I don't want to go too much into it, so I was just grieving a lot and going through a hard time, and that's why y'all saw me gain so much weight in those few years that I was posting on here. I was just struggling, and I covered a lot of that up with comedy. I wasn't really addressing what needed to be addressed. I also fell into those few years where I wasn't doing anything. I actually fell into the wrong crowd of people. I was blindly following people that just weren't the best influences for me in what I saw and created for my life and what I envisioned and where I wanted to be. They just didn't align with that at all. I feel like I'm ready to come back, and that's why I'm making this video. I don't want to commit. I don't want to put myself into a box. I just want to make what I want to make, put it out when I want to put it out, and just have fun with it like I used to. And I also just want this to be a safe space for creative people who are still figuring out everything, pretty much, their life, their art. Why should people follow my journey, and who? Basically, you should just follow and subscribe if you're another creative who's trying to figure life out, make their dreams come true like I am, regardless of the circumstances life throws at you. Basically, just want to be an outlet, or like the guiding light. I want to pave the way for other people who might need it or see themselves in me. And if you always rebelled against the systems built to break you, then this channel is perfect for you. That was a long intro, but this video is actually not just me yapping the whole time. It's going to be a fun little montage vlog of me going to a concert tonight. Now that I'm out here actually on the mainland, I've been able to see a good handful of the artists that I love, and it's actually something that I want to start documenting on here too. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, and we're actually seeing Marilyn Manson because I surprised my stepdad with tickets for his birthday, because he's always wanted to see Marilyn since back when Marilyn first hopped on the scene, and it's been on his bucket list since. And I'm always dragging him to shows that I love, and he just loves to be a part of the music scene too, because he's been a part of it his whole life. So I feel like it would be a sin to not invite him or bring him with me. So I always buy him a ticket too, and I think it'll be fun because I love to experience the passion, artistry of music from other musicians. I just love seeing the artists that have such a profound love and passion for music, and how they use that gift to spread a message that they believe in. Part of why I feel like Marilyn will be so cool to see is because he was a rebellious icon who was so far against the norm, and he was constantly voicing the hypocrisy of America, and that partly contributed to and paved the way for other artists to do the same. I think that's beautiful, and I think that should be why people make music. Well, not just because they love it and all that stuff. I feel like there should be a mission, a message behind why you're pushing your art into the world, and I love and resonate with art that understands that. And yeah, compared to where I used to be, I would dream of moments like this, and I want to be able to look back one day on this moment and future ones. I want to be able to look back and be like, she doesn't even know how much better, how much greater the life is going to get. She doesn't even know all her dreams are gonna come true. She doesn't even know she's going to open for her favorite artist on tour. And y'all gonna say I'm delusional, but watch me. Watch me, bitch. Let's get into the little vlog. Sorry for the... No, I'm not saying sorry no more. Fuck you, bitch.
Nice!
But you have to read the note out loud that I wrote.
Relax, have fun, enjoy the ride. You don't have physical tickets because they are digital, but Rainbow and I have tickets for you to see Marilyn Manson in September. Woo! Fucking hey. That's gonna be killer.
We didn't have a way to print them or anything,
Okay.
so we put them in the card with the t-shirt. You can wear it to the concert.
It was a completely sold out show, so I had to buy them from scalpers. But it was
Oh, you're kidding me.
it was still
You've never seen Marilyn Manson? Well, then you're in for a treat.
There's one on the bucket list.
One on the bucket list.
My friend-
If I didn't mention it already, I'll say it again. I fucking love you. There's one thing that got me through it all. That's you. please. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the 70s. Everybody looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them wanna get used by you. And the people are fucking beautiful! I choose my nightmares wisely. I don't wanna ruin the story, but it doesn't turn something cold and black behind a smile.
Y'all.
I thought I see that's
Wait, so it's Billy. At the very end of the show, something hit Rob in the fucking face, and he grabbed it off the ground.
yeah, boy.
Isn't that crazy? That is crazy.
So it's actually been a few days. I really wanted to let everything soak in. I just really wanted to marinate in it before giving my final thoughts. I just feel very blessed and grateful to have seen the goth legend himself in the flesh with my own eyeballs. Rob's my stepdad. Rob was surprised to see Shavo from System of a Down, which is his fave band. He was actually playing the bass for 7 Hours After Violet, which is the band that opened for Marilyn. Yeah, so that was a surprise for him. Also, the vocalists for 7 Hours After Violet were fucking phenomenal. I was like, this man's growls, his screams, his everything, his squeals. I was like, this guy. And also their songs make me want to dance and go crazy. I felt like I was the only one off to the side of the stage that was dancing. I was like, no one around here wants to have fun. Also, the female guitarist in Manson's band is a baddie. She had beautiful stage presence, and I want to look that good on stage. And his bass player made lots of eye contact. I was like, he kept pointing and like trying to get me to sing words and stuff, and like throwing picks over in our direction because we were so close to them. We were on the side of the stage where they were, and there was a few different people. It was almost like everyone around me was getting picks, and I was like, I think it was the last song of the night. I think he did 2 or 3 different encores. The bass player threw one more pick out into the crowd where we were, and it actually smacked Rob in the lip. I'm cherishing this for the rest of my life. This is so fucking cool, and I'm so happy that we got one. Because they were throwing the picks the whole show, y'all made it even more special. Because I don't buy merch at shows anymore, even though I would love to, because buying the merch is usually the best way to support an artist, because they don't usually make a profit from the ticket sales. I just can't afford to buy merch anymore after buying tickets. So because of that, I'm happy that we at least got this little memento to keep for the rest of my life. Also, Manson looked stunning. He looked amazing and still performs well. He still has really good energy on stage for being 56. The show all around too, it just really inspired me to lean more into the 90s goth aesthetic, because I think it just looks so beautiful. He still embodies it effortlessly. Also, throughout the whole show, I was just like, wow, because I can see that I kind of have a resemblance to Marilyn in a way. We both have like fine hair where our ears stick out like this. Because of our big ears, they stick out and give us like that elfy vampire look. I was also noticing, I was like, we both have the high cheekbones and very prominent long noses. I was like, wait, why does he kind of look like he could be my father? I was like, what the fuck? And it was just beautiful to see, because I could see myself in him, and how his features are just so beautiful and unique on him, how he just embraces them and sometimes even enhances them. And I just loved analyzing and admiring all of that during the whole show, because we were so close, I could see every detail. Also, we also got to keep our paper tickets. I'm gonna frame these. I'm also gonna frame the pic. The sweet staff at that venue, we've been there multiple times. They're always so sweet and professional. The person who scanned my ticket, they actually asked me if I was planning on keeping them. And I was like, yes, I do actually. I really want to keep them. Basically fake ripped it and then handed it back to me and said, have a good show. And I was like, we also bought the tickets resale, which is why they're not mobile, because of fucking scalpers. It was a completely sold out show. They were reselling the tickets at fucking insane prices, but luckily, luckily, I was able to get tickets that were only marked up an extra like $20 to $50. Overall, the show was just very beautiful and an amazing experience that we'll remember for the rest of our lives. I'm happy that I was able to take Rob and help him finally see Manson after 30 years of being on his bucket list. So I'll see y'all in the next one.